Morning, everyone. Welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke together with Rev Yutaka Yamada. Today's Saturday, the 17th of May 2025, the 20th of April in the 13th year of Chongalguk. Thank you all for coming, especially after doing the Chongson One Vigil prayer, so it's good to see you. And let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth and humankind, Kanji Champuninge, Kyombe, Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
가존맨세 8. 천일국 주인, 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신의 일제 이상을 이루어 지산 천국과 천산 천국의 해방권과 속방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 8. Our family, the owner of Chongalguk, pledges having entered the era of Chongalguk to achieve the ideal of God and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven by centering on true love. Just join me, I'll offer the opening prayer. Our most beloved Heavenly Parent and our loving true parents of heaven, earth and humankind, we're truly grateful to be able to join you in the morning, to be able to offer you our sincere heart and devotion. We truly wish to fulfill our responsibility as quickly as possible. We know it means that we have to truly testify about you, our Heavenly Parent, your original dream and desire for all humanity, and how that was shattered because of the fall, and that it took thousands and thousands of years to be able to realize your dream. And biblically, that's 6,000 years for the birth of your only begotten Son, Jesus, and then another 2,000 years for the birth of your only begotten daughter, our true mother. And then, we know that in 1960, the marriage of the Lamb took place by our true Father, who inherited the mission of Jesus with our true mother, and thereby establishing true parents, the body in which you could dwell and truly live for all eternity, and through them begin the process of the blessing, enabling people and couples and families to truly and substantially separate from the satanic lineage and begin your lineage here upon this earth. And it is expanding steadily, and we know that it needs to be faster, and now with us here living in this amazing golden time, this amazing time in which the gates of heaven have been opened and the Chongal Sanctum, your home, finally and firmly established here upon the earth. And we want to be able to really proudly and strongly, courageously shout out to everyone we meet that you really are the parent of all humankind, and you only ever desired to embrace us with love. And because of our ignorance brought about through the fall, it took so long for you, our Heavenly Parent, to be able to bring about your dream into reality. And so we're grateful to be living in this time, and we promise that we will do our best until we enter the spiritual realm, and even from there continue until every person has been restored, that every person is in your lineage and only in your lineage, and we then have the future of Chongalguk realized substantially both in heaven and on earth. So thank you for your guidance and presence, and we ask that you can truly guide us today. I offer you this in attending our Holy Mother Han. I pray in gratitude in my name, John Adamides, of a blessed family, Arju. Thank you. Let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Yutaka as he shares this morning.
Good morning, our brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining today's morning Hundoke. Today is a Saturday, the last day of our week. So what kind of week did you spend? Every day passes very quickly. So we can recognize the preciousness of each day or each moment. When we see our true mother is even any circumstances, really investing in order to fulfill heavenly parent dream, and also emphasizing national restoration and world providence, and the wish all humanity to accept heavenly parent and to receive the blessing. We are standing here in the historical moment, and we are going to fulfill this providential role and also the responsibility. So when we reflect our 1 week, we also prepare for the next week together. So we really appreciate all brothers and sisters to invest for whole week. Let's also go forward. So I would like to share the activity photo. Yes. So yesterday we had also churchman prayer. Thank you for joining churchman prayer all the time. This is from Sydney side. Thank you for joining for the midnight prayer. It was beautiful time. So many brothers and sisters also attended yesterday. It also a great moment. And New Zealand side, thank you our New Zealand brothers and sisters and joining and offer the sincere devotion. And Marshall Island, thank you our Marshall Island. And Palau, thank you Palau. And also this is Solomon Island. You could see Solomon member also joining together. So each week we are offering the churchman visual player. Thank you for your support. Okay. And this is the arrival of our missionary. So yesterday, 4 Japanese missionaries who are working in Sydney went to Solomon Island and arrived well. So these 4 brothers arrived in Solomon Island. So this is the center in the Solomon Island. So they will start the witnessing activity in Solomon Island. So we hope many brothers and sisters would be connected to Heavenly Parent and to open the way of the national restoration of Solomon Island. So let's please pray and support for those missionary, Heavenly Top Gun missionary Japan and brothers and sisters. So, okay. So thank you everyone to fulfill or invest for each day. Let's continuously do that. Okay. So today our fundamental content is same. The value of true parents in heaven's providence. So let's study together. Mrs. Na, please.
The place where Adam and Eve become one as a perfected couple becomes the central point of goodness, where God, the subject of love, and human beings, the objects of beauty, become one in body and complete the purpose of creation. This is the place where, for the first time, God, as the parent, can come to dwell within the perfected sons and daughters, and finally find peace and refuge for all eternity. Since this central point contains the sons and daughters of God, who are the eternal objects of God's unending love, God can feel eternally stimulated by joy And because this is the place where the word of God is made substantial for the first time, it is the center of the truth and the center of the original heart that guides all people toward the purpose of creation.
You, our God, our Heavenly Parent, created this universe and also the humanity. In this place, there is purpose and there's wishes. So what is the wishes of Heavenly Parent? Heavenly Parent wishes is this. He wanted to stay and live together with humanity, live together with brother and son and daughters. And where is the place where God wanted to stay? This place, the one, the central point of goodness. So son and daughter and also Heavenly Parent, they are coming together, centering on this central point and live forever with happiness and with joy. This is the God's hope and also God's wish. Please.
The central point of heaven and earth is the center of goodness where Heavenly Parent's purpose of creation has been completed. It is the place where Heavenly Parent is no longer alone and can experience joy through love eternally. It is the central point of truth where Heavenly Parent's word is embodied and made flesh. It is also the central point of the original mind that guides all people toward the purpose of creation. The center of heaven and earth is where the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind appear and multiply children of heaven without limit. The central point of heaven and earth, which could not be formed due to the fall of our first ancestors, finally appeared on the foundation day of Chunungkook.
Yes, thank you. So this part is important part. I will read again. The central point of heaven and earth is the center of goodness, where Heavenly Parent's purpose of creation has been completed. It is the place where Heavenly Parent is no longer alone and can experience joy through love eternally. So this place was the place of the completed of God's purpose and the place where Heavenly Parent can stay eternally. So this expression or explanation is also the important. And it says, it is also the central point of original mind that guides all people toward the purpose of creation. So this central point guides all humanity. So we can see the emphasizing of the central point. And also it said, the center of heaven and earth is where the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind appear and multiply children of heaven without limit. So central point will multiply the children of heaven without limit. And also the last sentence of this paragraph, the central point of heaven and earth, which could not be formed due to the fall of our first ancestors, finally appeared on the foundation day of Chanukuk. So central point was not appeared continuously, but when did it appear? It was appeared on the foundation day of Chanukuk. So exactly mother or true parent is talking this place. So Heavenly Parent, true father and true mother, totally united. This place is the central point, and it was appeared on the foundation day of Chanukuk. So also explaining about meaning of the foundation day. Please.
The central point of heaven and earth is not something that comes into existence once and then disappears. The To bring this central point into existence is difficult, but once it has appeared, it will remain forever. Because it resembles Heavenly Parent's attributes, it is an absolute, unique, and unchanging point. If the right environment has been secured, the central point of heaven and earth can be expanded throughout the whole of heaven and earth in an instant. The central point of heaven and earth does not refer to a specific geographical location, but the place where Heavenly Parent and true parents become one. And it begins from the holy wedding of true parents.
Thank you. So this first part, he said, it says, the central point of heaven and earth is not something that comes into existence once and then disappears. To bring this central point into existence is difficult, but once it has appeared, it will remain forever. So central point, the place where heavenly parent and true parents met each other. So this place, or this position will be remained forever. So when we see about human history, in the Garden of Eden, our first ancestors, they could not have this one point, the central point between Heavenly Parent and humanity. Even Heavenly Parent was wishing this moment, but children, Adam and Eve, could not realize the wish of Heavenly Parent and could not fulfill these things. This was the sadness of God, sadness of the Heavenly Parent. He said, even once they could have the moment of the central point, then it will be remain forever. But even once it was not appeared. So even we can see the heart of our Heavenly Parent and sadness of the human history. Please.
True Parents' Holy Wedding was meant to be held on a national scale, supported by Korean Christianity. However, the foundation that had actually been created by the time the Holy Wedding was held in 1960 was only conditional. The Holy Spirit Association for the Unification of World Christianity, founded in Korea in 1954, stood in the position to conditionally represent the Christian foundation. And the overseas mission work that began in Japan in 1958 and the United States the following year had accomplished only a conditional standard for national restoration. If national restoration had been completed at any time following the 1960 Holy Wedding, the Holy Wedding would have been held again on the substantial level, and Heavenly Parent and true parents could have become one and proclaimed Foundation Day at that time.
Yes. So we can see these things. What was the role of Christianity? In the Korean Peninsula, Christianity was fruitful as a result of the 2000-year history of Christianity, and originally they should become the foundation to welcome the only begotten daughter, the second of advance of the Messiah. But that time they could not fulfill their responsibility. And what was the role and responsibility of our second advent Messiah, our true Father, before welcoming the only begotten daughter, true Father also should have united all Christianity, especially Korean Christianity, into one and at the national level, and to welcome the only begotten daughter to have a holy wedding ceremony in 1960. That's why the creating the foundation of the national level foundation over the course of the national restoration So how much important it was. Please.
The 53-year period from 1960 to 2013 was a grueling marathon continuing on toward national restoration. True Mother refers to this period as a wilderness era. This wilderness era refers to the era from the Holy Wedding up to the time just before the establishment of Chunungkok. So it is the period before the proclamation of Chunungkok Foundation Day. True Father and True Mother were partners in the providence of the wilderness era and jointly advance all aspects of heaven's providence. True Father and True Mother are the co-founders of the Family Federation and jointly founded various providential organizations.
Yes, thank you. So the National Restoration and the Foundation Day, this was the key point. This was one of the goal of the providence of true parents. There was original plan or original God's ideal. That was to create the central point, the unity between Heavenly Parent and True Father and True Mother. But because of the fall and because of also the shortcoming or lacking of the foundation of Christianity, True Parents went the providence from bottom and bottom or even from minus point. That's why this era was called the wilderness course. So originally, if Christianity could fulfill the responsibility to welcome our true parents on the 2000-year foundation, then already they could proclaim the foundation day more earlier time, and they could start the original providence to build the nation of Chernihiv at that moment, but it was postponed until 2013. So this time period, how much longer time it was postponed and it was waited for from Heavenly Parent and even all humanity. Please.
From the time of their holy wedding in 1960, True Parents' life course was one of countless hardships as they struggled to fulfill Heavenly Parent's dream. They fought desperately to create an environment in which people could attend Heavenly Parent on earth and live together in the kingdom of heaven on earth. They walked together through an indescribable wilderness course of suffering to proclaim Chunungkok Foundation Day.
So, fulfilling the Heavenly Parent dream. This is the first purpose and goal of our true parents. And also, all humanity come together and live together with Heavenly Parent. So, how big this providence is, and how was the starting point of the true parents' providence? In the beginning, there was nothing. So he have to find, or true parents have to find from even one person, 2 person, and 3 person. So from 0 point or from minus point, they have to start the providence to restore the nation. So do you think this course was easy or not? That's why when we see the True Parents Life course, this was really severe, painful, or suffering life course. Continuously sacrifice, continuously investing, and to be betrayed. Those providence, those lifers, repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. So we can see our true parents' life course, why this was going that kind of painful or suffering course. Please.
In 1960 was the year when Heavenly Parent began the long-awaited providence on earth. The 16th day of the 3rd month by the lunar calendar in 1960 should have been the day when heavenly parents became one with true parents. However, as that could not be accomplished, from 1960, True Parents began a 53-year marathon focused on the world. They continuously strove to embrace the world, fighting a bloody and tearful life or death battle that cannot be described in words.
Thank you. So in 1960, there was the holy wedding ceremony. This was the long-awaited providence and God's original purpose and hope. So, of course, it was happened. And historically, the first time true parents was imaged on this earth, but there was also God's expected standard. Originally, true parents should be imaged on the national level, but at that moment, national level was not founded or prepared, just small church level or group level. That's why even true parents mentioned that today this holy wedding ceremony was happened, but future, the national level holy wedding ceremony should be happened again. That's why when we see the providential life course, everyone also saw that true parents organized several times of the marriage or blessing ceremony, even organized the blessing ceremony of God and our heavenly parent. So we could see how to establish not only just a holy wedding ceremony by themselves, how to organize on the national level, even one level together with heavenly parent. Please.
In 2010, during the course of the Marathon for National Restoration that continued from 1960 to 2013, True Parents declared the perfection, consummation, and completion of the ultimate oneness of True Father and True Mother. Within True Father, there is True Mother, and within True Mother, there is True Father. Korea has now become Heavenly Parents' homeland and hometown. With the proclamation of Korea as Heavenly Parents' homeland, the Cosmic Assembly for the settlement of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, who, as God's embodiment, proclaim the word, was held in Korea.
Yes. So before proclamation of the foundation day, it was also the special providence and the rally. So it says, Cosmic Assembly for the settlement of the three parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, who, as God's embodiment, proclaim the word. So this was almost the final rally of our true Father's lifetime on this earth, and clearly proclaimed the completion of the providence and total unity between Heavenly Parent, true Father, and true Mother. So before Foundation Day, true parents organized this rally in Korea, and I think another country too, I believe, and proclaimed clearly. And after that, the Foundation Day was established. Please.
In 2011, True Parents declared the complete oneness of true God and true parents. They declared the completion of the unity of true God and true parents as the day celebrating the greatest victory of Cheonwon-guk. With this, the gates to an era where there is no longer any need to separate Heavenly Parent and true parents were open wide. We have entered the era where true parents are in Heavenly Parent and Heavenly Parent is in True Parents. On this foundation, in 2013, it was possible to proclaim Chunung Cook Foundation Day.
Yes, I believe this is also the similar proclamation, or same or maybe similar moment. So there was proclamation and holy wedding ceremony. I believe you also remember that special rally. Okay, please.
The era of the substantial Chunung Cook began through the proclamation of Chunung Cook Foundation Day in 2013. The eternal Chunung Cook refers to the Heavenly Parent, and the external Chunung Cook refers to the True Parents. The eternal and external Chunung Cook is called the substantial Chunung Cook. The substantial Chunung Cook, wherein the Heavenly Parent and True Parents are one, began in the first lunar month in 2013. Chunung Cook, which began from the point where the Heavenly Parent and True Parents became one, signifies the nation where the spirit world and the earthly world are one.
Yes. So total oneness or unity between Heavenly Parent and True Parents, and unity between spiritual world and physical world. So the proclamation of the foundation day of Choniguk, this was not just one of the many proclamation. This founding or foundation day proclamation was the purpose of God and the beginning of the new history or enter the era of Chaniguk. That's why from 2013, the new era, new providence was begun. So how much important to reach this point. That's why 2012, even also True Parents proclaimed, I think 2001, that 13 years course. So from 2001 until 2013, January 13, we have to reach and proclaim the foundation day. So even 1 year before 2012, Father really the risk his life and even went to the spiritual world. So that much the proclamation of foundation day was important. So this is the final slide today, please.
When Chunung Cook Foundation Day, an event comparable to the creation of heaven and earth, was proclaimed, True Father was not here on earth in the flesh, so it was True Mother, who was still on earth, that proclaimed Foundation Day as the beginning of the founding year of Chunung Cook. Since declaring the founding year of Chunung Cook, True Mother, True Parent of heaven and earth and humankind, has been leading the providence in oneness with Heavenly Parent and True Father. True Mother refers to this time when True Mother, the only begotten daughter, is here on earth in the flesh, and when Heavenly Parent can work directly with her as the golden age.
Thank you. So this was also the one of the conclusion paragraph. I will read again. When Choninikook Foundation Day, an event comparable to the creation of heaven and earth, was proclaimed, True Father was not here on earth in the flesh, so it was True Mother who was still on earth that proclaimed Foundation Day as the beginning of the founding year of Choninikook. Since declaring the founding year of Choninikook, True Mother, True Parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, has been leading the providence in oneness with Heavenly Parent and True Father. True Mother refers to this time when True Mother, the only begotten daughter, is here on earth in the flesh, and when Heavenly Parent can work directly with her as the golden age. So we can see this point. True parents, true Heavenly Parent and true parents, true Father and true Mother are totally united. Even true Father went to the spiritual world, but because true Mother is still on earth, That's why we can see true parents is still on earth and can lead the providence. So Mother is now standing as a central position and to lead the providence in order to complete. So we can see how important moment this is. So Mother's age is already 82 years old. So how long do we have this time with true parents physically? So this time is the golden age and golden era. So we have to totally unite and fulfill God's providence. So today we share also this message. We will study continuously. Maybe some part you have many curious point, but we can learn, pray, and also get the answer. And we can see the history and even also secret or truth of the providence. So today is also important contents. Let's pray well and accept well. So thank you for joining today's morning hundoke. Have a great time. 감사합니다.
Kamsahamnida, thank you very much, Rev Yutaka, as always, to share these quite amazing words that really highlighting again the whole dream of our Heavenly Parent. And yes, as you pointed out, that central point really is a highlight of this particular reading, that the central point really is the unity of our Heavenly Parent and true parents, and that came about or began with finally the return of Christ through our true Father and the only begotten daughter being blessed. And this quest in a way for the nation, the holy wedding was conditional, but it needed to reach the substantial national level, and then the blessing would happen again. And I remember being in Korea, having that second blessing, and also being told to wait for the third blessing, which was be at the cosmic level. And it makes me realize the impact of history, because with the success of Jacob and Esau, Jesus could have appeared in the family, just if the same as if Cain and Abel had a different outcome, then the Messiah would have been born in their family, and it would have been done on a family level. But because of the mistake of cutting the offering, it increased the length of time by 400 years of slavery, which ended up meaning a nation grew. And so Jesus had to come to a nation, and the nation needed to follow. And so when the continuation happened 2,000 years later, with Mother appearing and Father inheriting the position, the nation had to be ready to accept. And we know that the nation of Korea rejected Christianity representing the nation, didn't understand, and resulted in this course that our true parents had to undergo to restore everything. And so that 1960 to 2013 to have that foundation day, because that's the foundation for the nation. But not only foundation for the nation, it also represented the foundation for the actual creation of heaven and earth again. So a new heaven and a new earth. And so this wilderness era wasn't including the time up until the 1960s. That time was just the preparation to be able to have the central point emerge, where God, Heavenly Parent and true parents were really one. and this is the completion that God wanted. But because of the prolongation of history brought about by the mistakes or the ignorance of central people, then we never had a true central point. We always had conditional central points, but finally, this central point, that God and true parents are united to one. This one remains forever because it cannot be uh, pulled apart, because they are made flesh. They substantially represent the embodiment of Heavenly Parent on earth, and that's what God wanted from the beginning. But then to expand that, just thinking about the process for the expansion, it's amazing, that we are living in this golden time, and we don't know how much longer that will be, but we are here. We have the opening of the Chongil Sanctum, which is finally the foothold and the home and the authority of heaven on earth, in oneness with our true parents. But still, the nation has to come about, and then from the nation, to the cosmic level. So this conditional blessing, I believe, has fully been substantialized on the national level, because Mother was able to reclaim the seven religions and the seven nations and even a continent, in that course to bring about the foundation day finally being here. But still, it needs to be the real nation of Korea united, so that the cosmic level can fully be made one. Anyway, just thinking about that process, and realizing that this truly is the continuation of what Jesus was able to do, but then true parents really have taken it leaps and bounds further forward, so that we now recognize that it's our responsibility still is left to be fulfilled, because God and true parents have already done theirs and more, and it's time for us to complete ours. So thank you, and open up to anyone else who'd like to share. Thank you. Yes, Jeff, go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, just reflecting, I just felt so significant when Dr. Yong came in our region, went around all those nations, and then asked us to go out to those nations in a desperate bid, to get a nation. And I remember, like in my case, and probably Greg, I don't know, just said, like, go to plow and don't come back, that desperate bid, just to go, And the amazing thing was that it was not kind of completed, but then he came back at that time, and we went back to, in this case, to plow anyway. where the Chunuguk nation could be proclaimed, and having the president and first lady in front of the whole nation, really, just holy wine ceremony and the long prayer of Dr. Yong, and many tears of those who understood the significance of that that occasion, really. You know, you don't sort of intend to cry, but many of us were just, heaven, I think, was crying through us. Really was sort of beyond our probably understanding actually what was going on. And but to have a couple, first lady and the president, you know, and do that ceremony. So yeah, anyway, just reflecting on the Pacific, you know, has that great potential to be very substantial kingdom, you know. So anyway, it's a work in process, and it's amazing now to see the missionaries going to Solomon Islands, and really, I just feel there's such great potential in Solomon Islands with all those young people there, and there must be lots of young, humble kids, you know, out there. But even so, there needs to be really prepared young people as well, who have the right sort of spiritual background to understand. You know, there are many wonderful kids, but yeah, somehow even in New Zealand, our Top Guns is going out witnessing every day, but they really have to find those people, you know, who really are the ones that God has prepared for us. Just like ourselves, in a sense, you know, we just heard the principle and we just dropped everything, you know. So we need to find those people again, you know, that God is young people who can understand about the principle and be prepared to receive the blessing, you know. That's what we are trying to scour for, those diamonds in our nations who can really understand this mission. Anyway, just a few thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Wright, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning.
Mhm.
And this I lucky to wake up just 6 o'clock. So today's message, reading about 1960 holy wedding was only conditional. They needed holy wedding again at a substantial level. That is today's message. Then when True Father said 2011, I think around August or sometime, True Father said we had twice holy wedding before. Once was 1960. The second one was 2003. Opening gate blessing ceremony when True Mother was 60 years old. That was the second time. Then third time, True Parents' blessing is needed. And that one is called God marriage. That one we received message 2011, end of 2011. Then when we attended 2012 Holy birthday, February, and this time God's marriage, True Parents' third marriage will be there. Then we attended February, but did not happen. And, but also was not informed why. it was a question for me nearly 3-4 months. What happened? Why did not? Maybe some people involved, but I could not pick up. But later, in Japan, one of the education department leader described Foundation Day is there are two ceremony, Foundation Day, two ceremony. One is coronation, coronation ceremony of Japan. Coronation ceremony of Japan. The after, I say blessing ceremony, two ceremony. Then coronation ceremony when started at I think two chair was prepared. No one there. It's nearly 40,000-50,000 people gather, and then two chair was prepared. One is to father, one to mother. Then I think Son Jin-nim family brought holy gun. Then also holy, it's what is crown into the two fathers for seed. That means two father already in the spiritual world, invited from spiritual world into seed, and those holy gun. Then after, through mother appeared into the stage and walking slowly, then stood in two parents, beside of two parents, two fathers' seat. So the Japanese headquarters said this is a true parent third blessing. Invited true father from spiritual one. Then true mother joined. Then I was understanding this is a third blessing and God's marriage. But I think not so much covered this kind of explanation. And just I wonder, But I think foundation was done, I think managed by True Mother, but I think stood True Father in substantial positions, and True Mother joined. So this, I think marriage is husband is a substantial position, and also then wife joined. That is a marriage ceremony. That's why that is one I understand. Third true parent blessing. That is, I understand that way.
Thank you, Mr. Rai. Thank you. There's no more comments or anything. It's time now for us to offer our unison prayer. So I'll just bring up the screen. Yes. Let's pray together. Jew, Jew, Jew. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Rev Yutaka, for sharing, and I hope everyone has a great day and see you all again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.